Hey there, this is James Wilson with BJJ Strength Training Systems, and today I want to share a great way to work on, really a lot of things that we need on the mats, and that is loaded carries. Now, usually when I talk about loaded carries, I get one of two reactions. Someone looks at me and is like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of that. Or someone will say, oh, you mean like in the strongman competitions or something like that. And yes, if you have seen the strongman competitions, you've seen guys grabbing two heavy things and carrying them as far as they can. That is a basic farmer's walk, which is a loaded carry. So what I'm gonna do is break down a couple things to help you get more out of your loaded carries as a BJJ athlete, because again, just carrying a heavy thing as far as you can is not really the point of loaded carries and farmer's walks and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you some basic things to think about, and I'm gonna show you some variations, besides your basic farmer's walk, some other things that you can do that will let you vary it and give you some different results from your loaded carries. So, but again, the first one, the most basic one, is a farmer's walk. So you're gonna need you a couple of moderately heavy to heavy kettlebells or dumbbells. I'm gonna demonstrate this with kettlebells, but again, it doesn't take a lot of imagination to figure out how it would look with dumbbells. So you're just gonna start, pick them up. Now, first thing you gotta do, get your posture set. This is the point of the exercise. You're gonna get grip strength out of it, that's obvious, but what we really wanna work on is our postural strength and that postural strength endurance. So make sure we have our shoulders pulled down and back, nice and tall and thin through the core. Now we wanna maintain this posture as we're carrying the weights. So again, I would just walk like a figure eight, or a circle, or a zigzag pattern. If you don't have much space, you might end up walking in a pretty tight circle and doing a bunch of them. But the point is you're going to go until you start to feel either your grip go, or more than likely at first, your posture start to break. So what you're gonna feel when your posture starts to break is, instead of having your shoulders down and back, you're gonna feel them start to creep up and forward. And as soon as this happens, even though you can continue to go, even though your grip hasn't gone yet, and you could probably get a little bit more out of it, a few more steps, don't do it. Resist that temptation. Make sure you're keeping that good posture. As that gets stronger, then your grip will become more of the weak link. But at first, that posture and your ability to hold yourself in that good posture is probably gonna be that weak link. So that's what you wanna focus on. So again, this is gonna help us on the mat in a bunch of ways. One, it's going to help counteract this. We spend so much time like this. So one, just anything that's gonna help open us up and maintain balance is gonna keep us healthy, and that's gonna keep us rolling longer and less injuries over the long run. It's also gonna work on that postural strength endurance, being able to breathe under tension and under pressure, and again, the grip strength. So again, those are very important things for our performance on the mats. So again, you can do a regular farmer's walk. You can do a single arm one where you're just holding the weight on one side. You can do a rack walk where you're actually holding the weights up in your racked position. So holding them up here and doing your walk. Again, shoulders back and down, walk, watching that, doing your walk. You can do an overhead. Hold one overhead and walk around. Hold both of them overhead. Hold one in the rack position and overhead. Hold one down at the side and overhead, one down at the side and one in the rack. So as you can see, between those three basic positions, your farmer's walk, your rack walk, and your overhead walk, you have a lot of different variations, and that's not even touching on misloaded. So again, you don't have to use the same size kettlebell. You can use a real heavy kettlebell and a light kettlebell doing a farmer's walk. That gives you a little bit different, training effect. So again, a lot of different ways to incorporate these things into your program. I think that you should probably be doing these, if not at least once a week during your workout. If not at every workout, I generally like to try to get some sort of loaded carry into every workout that I do, and right for the guys that I work with. But anyways, point is, loaded carries, great exercise. Use them in your program. You'll really appreciate the effects from it. So again, it's been James Wilson with BJJ Strength Training Systems. You can check me out on the web at bjjstrengthtraining.com. I'll talk to you in my next training tip.